I have no more memory on my phone at the moment, but this is important. So here we go. He was telling us the truth the whole
The
time.
very word secrecy is repugnant in a... Ladies and gentlemen, the very word secrecy is repugnant in a free and open society. And we are, as a people, inherently and historically opposed to secret societies, to secret oaths, and to secret proceedings. And there is very grave danger that an announced need for increased security will be seized upon by those anxious to expand its meaning to the very limits of official censorship and concealment. That I do not intend to permit to the extent that it's in my control. And no official of my administration, whether his rank is high or low, civilian or military, should interpret my words here tonight as an excuse to censor the news, to stifle dissent, to cover up our mistakes, or to withhold from the press and the public the facts they deserve to know. For we are opposed around the world by a monolithic and ruthless conspiracy that relies primarily on covert means for expanding its sphere of influence, on infiltration instead of invasion, on subversion instead of elections, on intimidation instead of free choice, on guerrillas by night instead of armies by day. It is a system which has conscripted vast human and material resources into the building of a tightly knit, highly efficient machine that combines military, diplomatic, intelligence, economic, scientific, and political operations. Its preparations are concealed, not published. Its mistakes are buried, not headlined. Its dissenters are silenced, not praised. I am not asking your newspapers to support an administration, but I am asking your help in the tremendous task of informing and alerting the American. Ladies and gentlemen, the very word secrecy...
Let's get this straight. Conspiracy theorist. I love that. I find it flattering when people call me a conspiracy theorist. Here's the thing. We're seeing through the conspiracy of the dark government. That's what conspiracy theory really is. And we're the ones that are seeing through it. And we're not falling for the lie. JFK saw this. He knew this. And he tried to warn the world. And so did I don't know if he was, I really don't believe he was part of it at all. I feel he was realizing it, seeing it, knew that they were going to do what they did, and then that's happened. So I just wanted to share that in this time and space that we're in right now with everything going on. There's a lot of distractions happening because something bigger is going on. And they don't want the work. Because see what happens with this, and I don't care. You can think I'm a conspiracy theorist. I am. I guess I am. And I'm fucking proud of it. How about them apples? Is they have a lot going on in this world, and then they wouldn't be able to control the masses. They want to control the masses. JFK talks about it. He, maybe, like I said, maybe that other guy who does that channel can prove he's still really here. I don't care. His life was really taken, and then coming across this, because I did get this book too. I'll show you. Hold on. Grab it real quick. This is just a little impromptu. I did buy his book, and I've been reading it. It's honestly weirdly been unlocking things for me, as well. MK Ultra is very real. It's used in everything, every day, daily life, to keep you lulled asleep, to not ask questions, to not see through the ruse and the lies. The distractions, they use symbols, numbers. I mean, I've been talking about this stuff for a long time, but it wouldn't surprise me if they, because if they clearly took him out, the secret societies, CIA, of course they would take Jackie out. Of course they would, it just fits, unfortunately. We just live in a very upside down world. And, you just got to really stay frosty and sharp and pay attention, or don't, stay asleep, I don't know. I don't know how people... I don't know how people just stay asleep with the way things are in this world. It's extreme. It's really extreme now. We have... I'm getting a lot about Atlas, and with the Atlas, that was the same... and it's not a rock coming from out of fucking space. I tell you right now, it's not. But I feel like that's what sunk Atlantis. And I feel like some of you who have memories of Atlantis, or your experiences with your own past life memories, I feel like this is something that's, I don't want to be like waking you up more, because I know people who watch my channel, you're pretty woke, you're pretty in tuned, you're grasping, you're getting it, you understand it for as much as we can understand, right? That this three guy atlas with Robbie in here, yes, the Nibiru is here. Um, they wouldn't be able to control the masses. Everything, their world would collapse. You understand what I'm saying? Like, their world would collapse. They wouldn't be able to control anything anymore. And that's what has to happen. And it does, unfortunately and fortunately. That's what has to happen. We've been warned by presidents. Eisenhower's speech, I've spoken on that many times. Eisenhower's speech, who sold out, by the way, is very telling. JFK, I remember Ronald Reagan speaking about there's going to be a great, when the other worldly things, which has been going on for a long time, we as United States and the world will unite, because we've just been warned and warned and warned, and just people, for whatever reason, I don't know, I guess it's better to just go along your life and act like none of this goes on. But I'm not made like that. So I do my channel. This is my little outlet. But I find his speech is very compelling, especially for the 60s. I am curious of how many people understood what he was talking about back then, because look at how long it's taken, how many decades, and us being born through this world to be talking about this right here, right now. And now they're trying to suppress it even more. Again, that goes back to that. I just posted a video on that Charlie Cook. I don't know who he is. I never do videos about views for my channel. It's just something I'm guided to talk about. It could be Tom, Dick, or Harry. Do you know what I mean? Or Jane. It's just about what they do, and they show us signs. They pick dates, symbols, sacrifice. It's all sacrifice. It is. And a distraction, so that you're not paying attention, or so the masses aren't paying attention. And that was an energy source. How many people were in an uproar about that? And that fed an energy, and that's very real. Energy is real. You're made of energy. Nothing can work without energy. Energy keeps going. And unfortunately, that person's life was an energy exchange, to for the masses. It's just, we live in such a corrupt friggin' place, and it's really disheartening when you really see it. And you just see how many people go along with it, or don't care, or don't want to know, or whatever, and you're crazy. And I was trying to have this conversation with this woman last night, who was laughing, thinking what I was saying was funny. And I'm like, first of all, I'm not a liar. You want to laugh at me? Okay, here you go. Here's the evidence. How you feel now? How do you feel now about laughing at me? You know what I mean? But these are people who just would rather stay asleep. I guess maybe it's easier. Not for me. So I just wanted to just share JFK's speech. Like, there's no coincidences. More people are putting this stuff to help you remember, if you want to. Free will and all. You can choose to stay asleep, or you can choose to wake up. And when you wake up, a lot of tower moments happen. You lose a lot of people on the way, unfortunately. And sometimes maybe you don't, but most of us lose a lot of people along this road. It's a very narrow road, because they would rather believe the lie, or whatever, their purpose is. And eventually everyone will see. But there's no coincidence that they're watching this three-eye atlas come in, and then all this is happening, because they don't want people paying attention to that the best that they can, try to control that, and probably a lot of other things that we don't even know about, that has taken place behind the scenes. So these are just my thoughts and feelings on this. And JFK warned us back in the 60s.
not headline. Its dissenters are silenced, not praised. I am not asking your newspapers to support an administration, but I am asking your help in the tremendous task of informing and alerting the American. Ladies and gentlemen, the very word secrecy is repugnant in a free and open society, and we are, as a people, inherently and historically opposed to secret societies, to secret oaths, and to secret proceedings. And there is very grave danger that an announced need for increased security will be seized upon by those anxious to expand its meaning to the very limits of official censorship and concealment. That I do not intend to permit to the extent that it's in my control. And no official of my administration, whether his rank is high or low, civilian or military, should interpret my words here tonight as an excuse to censor the news, to stifle dissent, to cover up our mistakes, or to withhold from the press and the public the facts they deserve to know. For we are opposed around the world by a monolithic and ruthless conspiracy that relies primarily on covert means for expanding its sphere of influence, on infiltration instead of invasion, on subversion instead of elections, on intimidation instead of free choice, on guerrillas by night instead of armies by day. It is a system which has conscripted vast human and material resources into the building of a tightly knit, highly efficient machine that combines military, diplomatic, intelligence, economic, scientific, and political operations. Its preparations are concealed, not published. Its mistakes are buried, not headlined. Its dissenters are silenced, not praised. I am not asking your newspapers to support an administration, but I am asking your help in the tremendous task of informing and alerting.
Have a beautiful, blessed day. Hi, Seven Spalding. Thanks for being here. Peace, love, and light, everybody.